Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.
Let's start. Today, we'll talk about a topic named Win Your Product Launch. Before we start, I want to warn you that we are right now half cycle or halfway or 45 days in the 90 days to launch a product. Okay, so when starting January 1st, I picked up the titles or the topic of every single course from 2018. The idea in mind that within 90 days, I understand we did not meet January 1st, but within 90 days from the very first meeting, you should be able to launch a product and position it so you can start see the reaction for this product. So whoever right now has a product outside in the market is great, you can make it better. Whoever is a little bit behind, you can catch up. But I want to make sure you understand the positioning of every single course we did. So the very first group of courses was basically around your own authority. How you articulate what you are good at. Okay, if you remember the courses were how you articulate you are good at and what did you do and stuff like that, that's right. Then we described, or I shared with you a little bit about how the product can come out. Like how you can design a product when we talked about benefit, feature, and stuff like that. And in the phase right now, we are looking for the product launch. So today I will focus on, if I want to launch this product, how can I design this launch? Okay, so everybody is aware of this cycle. This is what's happening from January. I know many of you maybe before, and we talked about the website and other stuff, but the plan was last session in December, we were designing the 90 days, and what I was doing is pushing forward information that will allow you to position these products. Okay? So, does each one around the table has a product? I believe each one of you has more than one product, and many of you are actually confused because sometimes you say, I want to do this for that, and then I want to do this for that. But this is just a layout of only one product. So if you have a workshop coming, it will be a one product. If you have a one-on-one, it's one product. If you have a product launch, whatever it is. If you have a book, by the way, is no different than this. So my product can be a book, can be a course, can be a workshop, can be a group meeting, can be a physical product. The point I want to make sure you understand is once you do this once or twice in your life, which means within 6 months, you should be able to short it down to 6 weeks. You will not need to make it 3 months every time. Does it make sense? So when we talk about launching, we have to understand that there is a launching time for a product, and the product right now is in pre-launch. So anyone has a product right now in mind. This product is inside the pre-launch phase. Okay? Does it make sense? Mm-hmm. Marcel?
Yeah.
Make sense? So, can each one of you focus on a product, and we want to just talk about how we can launch this product. So each one of you should just pick up one product for now. Now, so the first question will be is, how do we win our launch? So the title is Win Your Product Launch. So how can I win it? So the first step is we want to define what is win for your product? Like, how can you win your product launch? How can you win your product launch? What does it mean for you?
You're waiting for an answer.
I'm waiting for an answer, yeah?
It's creating the maximum awareness of what's coming.
Okay, so create maximum awareness. Define maximum.
Talk to as many people as you can.
So as many people as you can is not maximum.
No, using all the tools available.
Using all the tools available is not maximum, because not everybody on the tool all the time.
Sorry, what's that wheel? Using all the mediums
Okay,
and
So,
in-person
this question is designed.
presentation, everything.
I understand, but this question is designed to help you focus on a specific concept. Unfortunately, the answers is not designed the same way, but the answer will go along. So if I come and say, my definition of when my launch is I will have a maximum awareness, it is not the proper definition. You are putting on your shoulders more than you can measure. Okay? If my definition will be to reach to 10,000 people, or reach at least 10,000 people, or up to 10,000 people, it doesn't matter. Now we can talk, because we can measure it. Okay? Sometimes we feel bad because we set up goals for us, which is not achievable goals, and we don't make them. Like, I would like today to be extremely warm and have a bikini suit and sit in the swimming pool. It will never happen. It's like minus 29 in the morning. It cannot happen. So remember this extreme example, because sometimes we decide to pick up a target which we cannot achieve. So coming back to the same question, what is when your product launch means for you? What does it mean for you?
It means that I got people interested in my product.
So I got people interested in my product. It comes along the same comment. How many? So if I want to get people to be interested in my product, is it 1? Is it 10? Is it 4? Is it 3? Is it 20? Is it 10,000? And what interested means?
You want to know more.
It's not
You
I want.
want to buy my product.
They want to know more. So if you plan for people to know more, you must be able to create this forum where you can get people to ask you more questions.
Yeah.
So if my winning is people to be interested is not sufficient. It needs to be casted or designed in a way to have more specifics.
So you want 100 people opted in.
100 people opted in is an excellent example. We are not buying into the 100. It can be 1,000, it can be whatever, but just a number of people like 100 will sign up or will opt in.
Because then it's a defined measurement.
Is a defined measurement. Okay? And then the following question will be, is how long will it take you this 100 people? You want them in 2 weeks, in a month, in 3 weeks, in a year, or in whatever, okay? So when I define my winning, I have to be more specific for something I can measure. Because if I cannot measure, I will not be able to understand if I'm successful or not. And if I'm not successful, what I will do? I go
to
back,
the drawing board.
I go back, ask questions, try to collect intelligence, and reposition my offer. Okay?
Someone's asking.
So when I reposition my offer, it will be coming from this information. So can we have a third contribution about what do you mean when your product launched to you? What does it mean to you?
When your product launch would be, for me, it's setting a defined target, and I want to reach that target.
So what are these targets? Can you give me examples of this target?
because I'm on a 4-month project with raw paints, my goal is to sell at least one residential elevator. That is my
Okay.
opinion.
So selling one product in 4 months, do you think this is a legitimate target? Why is legitimate? Because it's very specific. That's right. So when I define my win, that it's quantifiable and measurable, this is the first step. Does it make sense? Okay. So selling one product is a good target. The other question will be for you is, do you have the tools and the means to be able to sell these products?
Yes, I believe I do.
Okay, so you believe you do. So once you list them on the table or on the board or on your paper, you can understand if you can have it or not. So if I want to sell one product, which is a very aggressive for a it's not a very aggressive, but it's for the price tag you have, it's a very aggressive because your price tag is more than $25,000, right?
Yeah, it's about.
Yeah, it's more or less $25,000. So this is an aggressive offer. But what you are looking for here is, if you remember the symbols, which is Claude usually don't have enough time to write all of them. We have a customer here who are paying money. So you have a customer here. So this is a customer. Preceding to this customer in a not in a standard word, but in 80% of my selling, 80% of the time, I should consider this cycle, and then we can talk about it, what we will need to do to short this cycle, okay? So what's before my customers? Somebody can come as a client. So I will spend enough time to write them down so you have all the notes correct, okay?
Thank you.
So,
Appreciate that.
what is a client?
Yeah.
A client is somebody who will touch you, who will feel you, who will get all service from you. However, he does not pay you what? Money. Okay? So he's not ready in the stage who can sign up and give you their credit card. Examples of that. Somebody coming to your introductory seminar. Somebody coming to your offer night. Somebody coming to your webinar. Somebody coming to your website, if your website will have some tools or some exercises like desk assessment, behavior assessment, whatever, okay? Somebody's touching and feeling you without paying you money. Before that, there is a prospects. A prospects is somebody interested in your offer and he has conversation with you. He's actually talking to you. Okay? He's interested. He wants to come, but you did not give him service. Like when we go to the meetup and our good meetup friend is not around, when we go to these meetups and you talk to different people and say, okay, can you come to my workshop? Can you come to my seminar? Oh, so what you do? This is what I do. Oh, I need that. Oh, you need that? That's great. So let's just meet. This kind of dialogues, no matter where you have them, in my model, and this only my model, I define this as prospects. Then, before that, so this is going in this way, we have leads. So who is a lead? Who is a lead?
A lead is somebody that can introduce me to the prospect.
A lead here is somebody in a stage before being a prospect. So a lead is somebody we know he needs a service, but we did not have a conversation yet. Okay? It doesn't matter what you offer. You can tweak the definition. Remember, the golden rule is what? Know the rule and break it, is right? So you can tweak the definition to whatever you are serving. So when we stand in front of people who all of them, they have companies. The potential right now is what? Is to understand if these people have companies, how many of them will need an accountant bookkeeping, and how many already have and they don't need this service. So the minute I will know that these people will need a bookkeeper, they will become a lead. When I start to have dialogue with them to examine do they really need my service or not, they become a prospects. And before that, we always talk about target audience. So these are targeted audience. So I can go scoop leads from targeted audience. I will keep with the same example I had. So if I'm selling bookkeeping slash book accounting services, I will not go to newborn showers or ladies sitting home mom events. That's right, because this is not target audience. Okay, yeah. Somebody can say, yeah, single mom or a sitting home mom, she may have some business and we can help her. I understand this perception. However, it's not an ideal client for somebody selling an accounting service to go to social events where people don't have businesses. I will not go to an oil and gas company Christmas party to sell my service because almost everybody there is employed by the oil and the gas company. Exception if I'm selling it to the owners or the management, okay? But I will not go browse through that audience there and say who can buy my service, because most likely nobody will buy your service because nobody's needing it. Okay? I will not go I'm not go and try to sell walkers to a hockey team, which is our good friend example, that's right? I will not come here in winter time trying to sell swimming suits. However, somebody will argue that, oh yeah, majority of people here will go to warm areas so they need swimming suits. But does not make sense. Okay? Before that, we have audience, which is just audience. And before that, we have general. And the general are people who I don't know, they don't know me. I want to give them some information to become an audience of me. I want to intrigue or steer their interest to listen to me. Okay? To complete the model, we talked about 3 stages here. One of them is referral customers. Here we talk about one of them is returned customer. And here, some of them here are retired customer, which is customers I did not serve long time ago. What's long means? Maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe a year, based on my own business. If my business is 3 years engagement, somebody is not a customer for 2 months, it doesn't count. But if my service is bi-weekly or monthly, like a haircut, how often do we get a haircut?
6 weeks.
6 weeks to 1 month to 6 weeks. Do you know why? Why do we have it every 6 months to 1 month to 6 weeks?
Because that's how fast it grows in.
Yeah, because that's how fast it goes in. It's very simple question, very simple answer, okay? Not all the questions need to be intelligent, okay? So if somebody does not come, if I am the barber shop, or I'm the coiffeur for the ladies, so and people don't come, somebody did not come for a month and a half. Is he retired customer? Not yet.
Necessarily.
Not necessarily. But if somebody did not come for 3 months,
Found some other one.
most likely found some other one or got into a divorce problem, so she doesn't care anymore about herself. So. Both works.
Or changed lifestyle.
So you define. I wanna throw this. I'm throwing these jokes always because I'm saying this is a model I created. Okay, it's not something which is
Beautiful model.
concrete. You know, some of you may agree, and some of you may come and say, you know what? No. We don't have lead and the prospects. You know, we have only one stage here. Great. If you have one stage here, it's awesome. Some of you may be able to sell. So like the elevator guys will not have clients. They have customers right away because people actually will pay and they manufacture for them the product. So at this stage, your client will be defined as people who come and know more information about you, which most likely will be prospects definition. I don't care And you should not care as well to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 definitions. What I care about is you must create inside your playbook some sort of vision how I will stage somebody who doesn't know me and take them through the process so they pay me money here. Many of us will do the mistake. Many of us will introduce our prices in this stage here. Many of us will come and say, oh, you know what? I warn you, my service is expensive. Or I warn you, it will cost you $1,000. If somebody here and you talk about $1,000, what will happen?
They have no
80,
need for it.
yeah, so 80% of the people will go away. In my vocabulary, when we say everybody, it means 80%. When we talk about everybody, everybody means what? 80% of the population, majority of them. Because there's always the odd ones. There is the odd ones. They go, you know what? You sold me cheap, guys. I'm ready to pay $1,500, but you said 1,000. Here's the 1,000. It happened with Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor did not allow any one-on-one. So there's this individual from I believe he's an Iranian descent. He's from Toronto, and he went to him and said, okay, I would like to get service from you on one-on-one. He said, I'm very expensive. He said, how expensive you are? He said, $100,000. I said, okay, no problem. I'll give you $100,000. And the guy got himself logged in with this guy for 1 year of service. This is an odd story. This is not a daily, everyday story, that's right? So when we look at these models, we look at 80% of the time, majority of my customers should go in this way. Before we leave this point, why do we classify it in this approach, or why we give our targeted customers who are paying us money? Because we do this to reach what? What is the goal of this?
To reach our goal.
To sell. So our goal here is customers. So this is our goal. Okay? Our goal is to sell. Don't get confused with this philosophy and say, oh yeah, you know what? Now I have 200,000 clients. How many is buying from you? Nobody. Okay. You have no business. So if mom and dad will come here and buy my service, they are customer right away. They do know of me. I believe so. You know, they're mom and dad, so they should know about me. They will not. It's easy sellers, right? Each one of us should easy sell to their families, right? And their friends.
Warm market.
It's a warm market, okay? So when we do these models, we have to understand that our goal is to create cash. So if somebody in business, and I met few of those, who is only selling for his own family and because they are owner of all of this land, northern Alberta, where they have this agricultural products, and he basically gets this fertilizer and sell it to all of his tribe and his family, he doesn't need to go through all of these cycles. That's right. But is he in a sustainable business? As long as he has enough family member, yes. That's right. So I'm not sure how many around the table here can only sell for their family and relatives and friends, but this is the stages where we target the dollars. So my initial question was, why do we bother doing it in this way? Like, why do we care? The immediate answer is, you must position tools. And the tools will allow you to get this transition. So what you have here actually is 9 arrows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 arrows. And these arrows, you can move through it with the proper tools. So for example, if I have a paid customer, a customer who just paid and got my service right now, how do I make them referral customers? Very simple. How? Can somebody propose an idea?
You ask them to.
You ask them to refer. How do you ask them? The law to ask anybody, we call it 3T. You tell them, you give them the tool, and you give them A treat.
A treat.
You give them a treat. So you say, you know what? I will give you, for example, I'll give you a referral link, or I give you a postcard for referral, and everybody will come referred from you will receive 15-20% discount. Or you know what? I can give you an extra, if you refer 4 to me, I will give you an extra session for free. Or I will give you a discount, and I'll give you whatever treat relevant to your customer. In your business, what you give? Special discount or commission.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
In some of our business, we give commission. So the reason for me to do these models is to pick up the right tools and to know that the language and discussion is one of the tools. So when I stand in front of somebody and he's only an audience or target audience, I just start to have a conversation in a meetup or a networking event, and he's asking about the price, will you give him the price?
No.
No. Why you don't give him the price? Because the tool does not allow for price here. So somebody will come and say, so where does it allow it? Somewhere here. Be more specific. I can't. It's in the cloud somewhere here. I do have customers who came for my service and they never ask for the price up front. It happened, not 80% of the time, but sometimes. I do have some clients who will come, and before they even come clients, they say, we would like to know more. And you understand they are engaged more with you, and they will sign up no matter what you will. There was a couple of scenarios where no matter how you push them away, they are coming to sign up. So if they come and say, how much will it cost? You show them the price structure. So number one in the tools is your words, your conversation. This is number one in the tool.
It's funny you bring that up, because I had a client that walked in my office last week, and within the first 5 minutes, the husband and the wife says to me, she goes, just to know if we're in the right place, how much do you charge?
Did they sign up at the end?
So I did. I said, do you want an accountant for $50? Because I said I can give you a referral for that. I said I kind of base everything on the value that I present.
Yep.
If you just want cost, I can share that with you. But if you want to continue, then I'll show you what the value proposition I'm going to share with you. So I didn't talk about cost again till 45 minutes after, when they were signing the paperwork.
Yep. And by the way, if you remember the course closing the deal, sales and the closing deal, the question about cost early on, it was classified as one of the objections. If you remember, inside this big book, 258 some pages, there was one objection. So why do I want to get to know the price first? Because I want to find an excuse to say no thank you. In specific circumstances, like a meetup, and I have this beautiful lady over there, and I'm standing with the guy, and the guy keep looking at her, and he wants to go to introduce himself to her, and then I start talking about my service, and the guy look at me, so how much is it? How much is it? He just want to have an excuse to say, oh, thank you, I'm not interested, it's too expensive, to go talk to somebody else. So inside this dialogue of sales and the closing deal, early on, asking question or saying it's too expensive, or somebody will come and say, it happened to me many times, oh, we cannot afford you. I did not tell you how much I charge. Okay? But they don't afford me. Why did I say so? Because most likely in a woman event, in a woman event, the woman wants to talk to each other. So in a woman dominating event, like when you have like 40%, 30% are male on the other side, and all these ladies are always sitting and they want to chat and they want to talk about what they're doing, you'll always find this objection because they just want to sit over there. That's it. So asking for the price and saying is expensive, we classified before as one of the objections. It must be a start of conversation where I can demonstrate more value. Okay? So no matter how you model yours, and you should actually, I don't wanna, you should set on your own time and figure out how you classify your engagement with your customers. The question, how to verify that? Okay, look at your current customers, how they came in. Somebody will say, yeah, you know what, I went to this event and I got these individuals and I talked to them. So when you went to the events, you were in the general audience kind of class. And then when you invited them for a coffee shop, for a coffee or so, they become here. And during the coffee meeting, you start to explore if they will fit what you serve. And maybe by the end of the coffee, or by mid-cup, I don't know, maybe you are excellent enough to give them a free session for 10 minutes in the same as a coffee meeting. And maybe you end up have the signature by the end of the half an hour in the coffee shop. It can happen for some businesses. For some other businesses, I will go, I will put my flyers on the table, I will stand on the stage, I say, hi guys, I have this workshop, whoever wants to sign. People wants to come to sign, and they sign up. So I basically convert them from general audience to customers in one step. Okay? It does not need to follow 7 stages. It can be compressed. Coming to the other alternative, each one of you has a website, that's right? Or each one has a Facebook page or some kind of online presence. That's right?
Working on it.
Okay? When I am in a forum, or I am in a group of like healing group, or a law of attraction group, or a transformation group, or a divorce group, I am somehow here already. So you know the moment I put this particular post and somebody came on PM me, which basically private messaging me, and then I will click on this button and I start to talk to her on Messenger, and then she said, yeah, we are coming tomorrow to attend with you for consultation, and they came to sign. Okay, it happened to me a few times. One was 1:15 in the morning. I was posting something. Somebody came to me on Messenger, and she asked me a question. I said, yeah, I can do that. She said, okay, yeah, can we come to Sunday night? I said, yeah, if you want to come to the office Monday at 4. They came here. We had a conversation. They signed up. They gave me the deposit, and they walk away. It can happen in this way. Okay? However, there are people who sell you outside lead conversions and all this kind of online tools and this email campaign and whatever. So if I want to give another example of an email campaign, I will go and design a landing page. So the landing page will be here. Who will sign to my landing page? Either people are interested or my competitor. Okay? Or people are drunk. When somebody texts you and says she is intoxicated means what?
You're drunk.
She's drunk, okay? So
high on something.
yeah, so I had this conversation sometime last week with somebody. I don't know, like it was like very interesting, like just talk, and then she said, but very fortunate because she runs a canopy distribution business. So very interesting.
Canopy or cannabis?
Cannabis. We call it canopy because we don't be in trouble. Yeah, so she runs this business from Edmonton. So I don't know what kind of high she was, but it's quite okay. So I want to point that sometimes they come and say, you put a landing page. So if I want to come and put a landing page will be here. A landing page will be what? Remember the Microsoft definition 1999 said it's a page where you can put your email and you press submit. That's it. You don't have menus, you don't have whatever. So people will sign up for your landing page here. They are one of two things, either an audience or target audience. That's right. So if I have people signing for my landing page, they are either audience or target audience. And then I will send them emails. So when I will send them emails, email campaign, I'm hoping to sell them what? a product, which the product can be an online course. Okay? So I keep sending them emails, and then I will take them through the stages by just simply sending them emails. Does it make sense? It does for some models. Should I use it? I don't know. I don't know. If your business allowed to use this, this can be one of the tools. Okay, so don't get confused. Don't come and say, you know what, guys, I'm just doing everything in this way because nowadays everybody's online. The answer is no, not everybody's online. There are actually 3/4 of the population are not on Facebook. So if you target a quarter of the Earth's population, you can target them on Facebook. But there are 3/4 of the population, which means we can build another 3 Facebook businesses. Okay? Chinese and the Russians are not on Facebook. Okay? So this is one model where you may find more relevancy with these ones. So the question will be is how I can make them client on this model. I can build a 45 minutes introduction webinar or course, and I ask them to take it here. Does it make sense? I can actually make a phone call, like I know Newmans and the other individuals who sell $50,000 solutions. They will come and give a seminar here or a seminar here at the prospects, and they will ask you to make a phone call, to schedule a phone conversation with somebody. If you sell more than $5,000 solutions, you must have a service. You should. I'm not here for must. Sorry. I will say you must, and you understand it as you should, okay? You must have a service of a phone call. If you sell more than a $5,000 solutions and you want to sell many of them, you must have a human talking to a human over a phone or over a live chat or over something. As a matter of fact, companies who are selling software website hosting for a couple of $100 or $300 a year, they do have a live chat. You can talk to somebody live. Okay? Because most likely when you go over there, you'll stay for like 5 to 10 years. So 10 years times 300 is $3,000. Okay? So if you sell $97 solutions, you may not need to have, okay? However, we always say, will people buy from you if you don't have a phone number for customer service? Will you buy from somebody if they don't have a phone number? So I bought someone solutions, and they charged me 3 times. And when I went to my PayPal could not refund me the money. So what happened is these guys, they had an offer for the Black Friday or whatever one of these days. So I want to sign up on this day. So I went to a website. They didn't have the offer. So I looked somewhere else and they had the offer. So I try another subscription, and they end up charging me 3 times. One $59.49 and the other 2 are $99. And when I went back and complained, I didn't get my money. So I learned that I will not buy from somebody who does not have a customer service phone number. On the other hand, 3 days ago, we had somebody who was charging a credit card which expired. I'm not sure how. And when I made a phone call, they are refunding the money. So if you have a business, you must have a customer service. And you must have a customer service which is okay? Clear? So you can have different tools, you can have seminars, you can have introduction nights, you can play whatever you want to play. So we went to this particular definition because we had the question, and the question is, how can I sell one product in 4 months for $25,000? Okay? So if I want a short cycle to be able to sell to $25,000 here, where are you starting?
Target audience lead. Usually.
Yeah, you're starting at target audience list. So means you already identify some leads. You don't need to go all the way.
Yeah.
Okay. The other questions we always should consider: what is the conversion rate? Do you know what the conversion rate means?
Like for the American dollar to Canadian dollar, there would
No.
be a conversion rate.
No, not the American dollar, the Canadian dollar.
Ah.
What is the conversion rate from people to customers?
For the message or product you put out, how many the number of products you put out, the number of customers you get,
Okay, so the number of customers based on
or sign-ups. There's a conversion rate for each
Yes.
single step.
So each one of these cycles, you must have a conversion rate for it. Conversion rates are historical. So you should be able to create it for your business. If I don't have a business, how can I guess a conversion rate?
Using a general, publicly available one, like
Yeah.
1 to 50, 1 to 250.
Using one of these general things. Okay. So one question was the last time we always ask: if I have a lead page here, what is the conversion rate of it? A conversion rate for a lead page is a conversion rate for people to give you the information and to move to the next level, not to be able to sell. Okay? So what is the standard conversion rates for, or what is the highest conversion rate for a leading page?
For landing page, you said?
Yes, for landing pages.
1 to 250.
No, just to move, just for people to see the landing page and submit their emails.
Conversion rate?
Yeah,
Probably about 80%.
80%.
Let's say 10%.
Yeah, I'm gonna say about 10 to 15%.
Okay, so there was a study made by one of these corporations who run this landing page softwares, and they said that the highest landing pages they have, it convert 11.57%. The average landing page is less than 5.
Quite low, eh?
This is just for people to put their information in. I'm not talking about it's good or low or bad. What I want to just say here, how can you come with these numbers here? What does it mean when you have this decimal point?
Accuracy.
It means what?
It means that your product interests more people than.
It means that they did not look at 100 people and they say in 100 people, 11.57 sign up. It means that they did not have 1,000 people and they said in 1,000 people, 115.7 sign up. It means that they had more than 10,000 plus. Okay? I don't want to.
No, I get it.
I don't care it's high or low or good or bad. Because if I'm selling a $1 million solution and I can make $11 million, 0.57, that's good. What I want to, when I look at these numbers, I found out this is the reality. So for your landing pages, how many visitors did you have? To be able to drive this number, and they didn't say, I could not figure out how long they have this measurement. Like, is this in a 1 week, in a 1 month, in 1 year? But the big question I had is, how many of you will have 10,000 plus visiting their landing page? And if my sister will visit my landing page and she will sign up, it will be 100% convergence, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so many of us will be approached by people trying to sell you SEO, trying to sell you landing pages. It's great, great concept to get more tools. However, this are the standard conversion rates. So they said a very well optimized website, a landing page. This is where the highest ranking, the average is about 5%. So 5% is great. I can show it to 5 people. One of them will sign up. This will be even 20%, sorry. I show it to 20 people. One of them will sign up. This is how I can drive the 5%. But when the companies start to put these percentages, we understand what? Have 1,000. So the question for your business, if I want to have one customer here who is paying me money, how many clients should I have? Or if you don't have client concept, is okay. How many prospects or lead did you have to get this guy to sign up? Okay? When somebody said I converted 7 out of 9 for my workshop, I converted 9 out of 11. So they have here 9 and they have here 11. So this is a good conversion rate. But for your own business, can you put down how many people were in the previous stage? Don't confuse with the label. Is it customer, prospects, hugger and lover? I don't care. When these people came, they did not come from the blue, out of the blue. Okay?
But that totally depends on your channel. If you sign
Pick
up
up one channel. Pick up one channel. I agree. It completely based on your channel. Pick up one channel. Pick up random channel. You must be able, people in the business right now, they must be able to say, I go and I stand in this community events every Friday and Saturday, and I meet 100 people, and I get 5 of them, 12 of them one time, 11 another time, 4 sometime, and you should be able to do the math. So people who go like for body, soul, for holistic earth, for whatever events, how many did you talk to and how many did they come here? And if you don't know these numbers, you must start to observe it in your business. Okay? I met individuals who come and say, okay, we have this new product, but you know what? Nobody's interested. How many did you talk to? Oh, we talked to like 3 of our, 3 is not enough. But this is the reality. Like I did know some individuals who will be in need of this product. However, they did not reach them. The message did not reach them in the proper way. So the question for you is, how many did you have here to be able to get this one guy? Now, if you want to get this one guy 10, what you do? You should reach 10 times people here. And believe me, if you reach 10 times people here, most likely you'll get more than 10 here. Okay? I know there's a very interesting comment was on the table. It's function of your channel. So you need to evaluate this for every channel. So if you go to Meetup and you don't get any customers from Meetup, what you do? Meetup is a waste of time. Don't go again to Meetup. Look some other channels. But we are comfort where we are and we like the chicken wings most of the time. So you say, no, you know what? I cannot do it different way. If you cannot do it different way and the channel doesn't work, it will not work. You'll be starving, okay? People will come and say, yeah, you know what? I did Instagram and it did not work for me. Oh, stop doing it. We had individuals here who had a website and they were costing them $20,000 for the website and they're spending like $1,000 on SEO every month. And for 18 months, they did not get a single call. And you'll be surprised is when we started to shift what they were doing, they said, no, we want to get SEO. Because they were comfort with dealing with these people, that's it. So go ahead, good luck. And as I said, my ideas and my concept of what I share with you is not obligation for you to apply it, but if you, I'm showing it to you from a different perspective. It's up to you if you want to apply it and do it or not. And if you want to apply it and you want to keep us engaged, so we can keep pushing you because it takes some times to change it. So the question is, how many of these do you talk to? Do you have an answer?
Currently, I probably talk through Google keywords. Probably generated about 4 leads, five-ish leads, and a couple of them. Probably
Okay.
about 2 have come, and now we're working with 2 at the moment.
So that's a good number because he got here 5 leads. It doesn't matter if it's prospects or leads. Okay, forget about the model, okay? But he had one stage before that where we had 5-ish. Nice word, 5-ish.
5-ish.
5-ish. And then about 2 of them here.
Yeah.
And potentially
One there.
1 or 2 or 0. Nobody knows. So Marcel said a very good question, very good insight. What is the standard? What is the standard in the market for this conversion rate?
Right now, it's I think it's like networking groups.
Yeah, but what is the conversion rate standard? Like, what's the percentage?
Oh, I don't know. How to
Again,
do the math,
It
really.
depends on the channel. It's 1 to 50 or 1 to 250 in that range.
Okay.
But you can, if you have like personal contact or you're very, you can optimize it. So, for example, in the business I worked in before, we had a conversion rate from quotes to contracts of over 30%, because we've been very picky who we gave the quotes to.
And the Becky means they look at a higher quality here.
Yeah.
So when somebody say I'm picky and who I am approaching, it's not I'm picky like I'm arrogant. No. It's basically I do my homework to qualify better communication, better individual, better recipients here
Mm-hmm.
to convert it better. So for example, when somebody talk about change management workshops, and you say, yeah, you know, I will go to the companies who I did work before because they do know me and they trust me. It means what? I am picking a better lead prospects stage. That's right.
Yep.
Okay. So when somebody has somebody here, it will be a better prospects or leads. Okay. So this number. So classically, on a phone call, if you try to call somebody out of the blue from the phone book, you will be looking for somewhere from 1, and it will be in this area here. So it will be in this area between 50 to 250. Just by calling somebody out of the phone book. Why the phone book is target audience or audience? Because the phone book will be residential in Calgary. So if I'm selling a snow shuffling or I'm selling some service in Calgary, I already classify my audience to be in Calgary. So out of the phone calls, to get one sale, it's usually between 50 to 250. So when you go to 3 events, each event will have 20 to 30 individuals, which you did not talk to all of them. Don't feel bad, because you already did not talk to all of them. For sure, when you be starting new, is a different story. It might be longer, and more people you have to talk to. For sure, is when you do not craft your message. It does not matter as well, because you need to have a better messages. So all of these are different parameters.
So that would be like for people who engage into a multi-level marketing business. If you call out of the phone book and you're trying to sell water filters or skin products or the likes of those things.
Not necessary, because in your own business, I can get a calling service from somewhere who will call all business owners in constructions around the world, and they basically offer them your service. So it's not necessary.
Like headhunters, they do all the calling.
Or headhunters will do all the calls. So you can engage, like in any of people business around the table here, they can engage somebody from overseas to be a calling service who will physically call somebody. I did work with some individuals who will go around and will drop their business cards. So they sell IT services. So what they do? They go everywhere. They go with their kids to the swimming pool. They go to the head office, the administration office. Who's the manager here? Can we pass the business card? How many of you did know somebody like that? They just go around and just give these business cards. Realtors will do it all the time, that's right. Realtors will go around, and financial advisors will do it all the time. Okay? So, when you looking to how you define the win of your launch, remember the topic of today, when your product launch. You have a product you want to sell, and you want to say, okay, before I launch the product, what are the percentage which will tell me I am successful? So when you have a product, you will be looking for people here. Sometimes you can have early adopter, who is people you trust. They can sit with you right away. It's okay. So sometimes you want to say, no, you know what, I don't have anybody who can use a program, which we'll talk about in a minute, because you must have testimonials. So the question will be, what's your percentage? What is the target percentage for you to say, I launch my product and I'm successful, I win it?
So how about, for example, a book, where the book we know that the book sale is not the most important thing, that this is a vehicle or tool from the general audience to the prospect or even client stage.
Yep. So if you have the book like that, so how you can measure the success of launching a book as a product? If you do it as a free ebook, you can count how many people actually opt in and download your book. That's right. So if people will download my book here, so if I want to launch a product and I say the lead magnet for my product is to download my ebook, so how many downloads do you need to call it successful? Okay. If you cannot measure it, you don't do it. If you don't like, give me the money, okay? Don't flush your money in the toilet. Just give me the money, okay? If you cannot measure it, you don't do it. Don't spend a minute on it, and don't spend a penny on it if you cannot measure it, because it will be basically flushing your time and your money to the toilet. Okay, but you can also come and tell me, like, the odds of winning a lottery is much lower than getting the money back after you flush it in the toilet, and there are people who win the lottery. Okay, I agree, but this is not the 80% of the people. Okay, we are in the 80%. Okay, we are like everybody. Okay, so if I want to launch here, I must be able to define what's my win. What is my win? How can I win and I can launch? So to define my win, we call it SMART system. So SMART So the way you do it SMART is to be specific, to be measured or measurable, achievable,
yeah.
result oriented, and in time, within a time limit. Okay, and this acronym, you will find it has been made in so many ways.
What was our
Result oriented. Time limit. So if I'm launching a product, so can each one of you just write in his notes what is the product you are working on it in this 3 months, in this 90 days. Remember, we are right now almost in day 40 to 45 based on how you can measure it, okay? If you measure it when we met first time in January, it will be 40 days. If you start January 1st, it will be 45 days today. I did not design the course to be today 45 days, okay? So what is the specifics you want to see when you launch your product after 90 days from now? And you don't come and say, because I know someone on the table here in particular, without disclosing himself, he will say, yeah, so I will do a website and I will come and do a webinar. And no. Because if you start to block your mind that you'll do a webinar, you are not looking for the answers. You are basically defining the way. If I want to have an online software or online course and I want to sell it, you may be actually selling it to for people in person, and they go subscribe to it. So I don't want you to just focus on the mean. I want you to look at what does it mean smart launch from here. How many customers you want to see, how many prospects you want to reach, how many maybe lead, how many clients you want to get in, and just write down the number. So focus on one of your products launching, or one of your current products, and say, I want to do an alternative approach. I want to design a launching campaign. If you are doing one-on-one sessions, it's great. If you want to do it, if you do workshops, it's great. Just say, be specific. So anyone can share?
Need a little more time.
Sure. Need more time. I'll give you 2 minutes. When one of your customers is calling you, why he call you from unknown number? Like he left me a message. That's why I know he's him. It's like, why you call me from unknown number? You know, like
I don't know.
I know, it's very stressful. He cannot make it as well, so it's very good.
He bored someone's phone.
Maybe. So, who has a specific number or a specific target? And as you say, like what we'll do here is we are sharing, so we will basically discuss, and I hope from the discussion each one who is not engaged yet will get some ideas. So
I've got an online online webinar where I'm going to sell a product, let's say for $97,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Or a system. I would say my target audience, I'd have to reach about 450 to start with.
So you want to reach 450. Okay. So if you want to reach 450, how are you measuring this reach?
Could be an Infusionsoft campaign.
Okay. So this Infusionsoft campaign means you will have a sign up, or you need to have emails of 450 individuals.
Right.
The immediate question will be is, are these new emails or this your current emailing list? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If it's your current one, I'm happy for you. You have a 450 active ones. If they are new, I feel actually happier because you basically were able to track a new 450 to your campaign. It doesn't matter. But now I understand if I want to reach, if my goal is to reach 450, how I'm measuring it? I will measuring it by count of emails. Is this achievable? How you can achieve it? I would say I have the mailing list. Check mark. I say I don't have my mailing list yet. So how is it achievable? You say I will pay, for example, just a strategy. You say I will pay, I have a payable ad on Facebook payable ads. Or you know what? I will go organically sharing it in 93 forums. And don't ask me why 93, because after I shared in 93, I got blocked by Facebook, okay? It doesn't matter. If somebody will come and say, you know what, I know Joe Lablaw, and Joe will give me the 450. It's great. But you have to understand it has to be achievable. Okay? So result oriented is included because your goal is to reach the 450. Now, what is the time limit to reach this 450? What's your time on it?
Let's say 30 days.
30 days. Okay? So is 30 days the right answer? Is it better to have it in 2 weeks? Is it maybe better than having it in 1 day? Don't call me 1 hour, okay? But it can be 1 minute, because if Joe will give me the numbers, it will be 1 minute, okay? It doesn't matter. 30 days is good. 45 days is good. 100 days not bad. It doesn't matter. What matters to me here is there are detailed goals. There are detailed goals. I can come in the 30 days, I can come after 15 days and I say, how many did you have right now? Maybe only 50. So what do I need to do in the next 15 days? I need to change the rule to be more aggressive. Maybe I got nobody after 15 days. What does it mean? It means what I'm doing is not working. I have to change. Do I stop doing it? No, because you can come in the 29th or 30th days and have what? The avalanche. I remember when we ran workshops, we had actually individuals who will come to the workshop to register on site. And in the very early workshops, we didn't have any registration on site. So we had people who come and say, yeah, we read about it and we didn't want to sign online. We want to sign and pay right now. So we allowed them to come to the workshops. And after in the first break, we figured out how we can charge them. You know, it took my partners at the time like 2 hours to figure out how they can deal with these people. It can happen, but it's not the 80% progress. It's not the standard of the business. Okay. So if this is a legitimate target of a pre-launch. Sometimes when we reach result-oriented, we say we will get from them feedback. Or we get them to answer questions. Or to take action, to press on a button. This one we call it results-oriented. Does this make sense? Okay? You don't spend your time reaching out to 450 people without getting them to do an action to show that they are interested. So they are moving across of the pipe. Because this 450 will be in this area here. That's right? Somewhere in this region here. These are the 450. Okay? So I have one question for you guys. If I do have, let's call it $97 products, and I have a reach to 450, how many of them will buy, most likely will buy this $450 for this $97 product?
Let's say 2.
Let's say 2. Okay. Does anyone has any alternative answers?
I was just focusing on one set.
Focus on one.
You know, if
What
numbers are
about-
better, great.
What about if this product, it's, we did not talk about what's the product, okay? So this will be, sorry, has to be red. And the chocolate will be purple, brown for now. So you have the chocolates. And this is the $97 product which I'm selling. This will be relevant to it.
Valentine's.
Valentine. And I'm selling it 3 weeks before Valentine. How many of the 450 will buy? Is it 2 or 3 or more?
Yeah, I'd say more.
More, okay. What about if I'm selling it, which is Valentine gift component, but I'm selling it in Halloween? How many will buy? Less or more? What you said is what now? Is there some other factor around the time of the launch? So if I understand the launch window, and if there is like summer events in the middle, if there is a taxation season here, these factors can play. So when you look at these numbers, you don't look at them as a rigid, concrete numbers. You have to be able also, you are intelligent enough to understand that these numbers can play a role. How many of car dealers will sell between mid-December to mid-January on the average? How many brand new car dealer will sell from mid-December to mid-January?
Quite a few.
0. On the average, they sell 0.
Yeah.
Because
The weather.
Christmas, people have no money. And January, people are coming to pay back the debts from Christmas. So if I'm launching a brand new car campaign, I don't do it before February. How many of us will be recommended to take our house from the market early, by mid-November or early December? You take your house from the real estate market. And put it when?
Back
Not in January,
end of February.
in the mid-February.
Yeah.
Why? Because it will be, they call it hot potato. I love potato, I love potato.
Yeah.
But hot potato means it will be there and nobody wants to touch it because it's hot, and nobody know it's a potato because they basically have been around there. So when you launch these campaigns, you have to have some intelligence to it. Okay? So I want to bring this point because what I talk about here as being like honest with you guys, with the level of ethics I deal with. 450, is it good or bad? I don't know. 1 converted, 20 converted is good or bad? I don't know. What I only know is you take these numbers and you try to assess this kind of dynamics around it, and you say, you know what, yeah, it's good. When we go to events and people are looking for summer, they will not be able to buy anything because people are going for summer vacation. So April, May is very hard to pre-sell anybody anything. July, August, people are coming back. Mid-September, after they wake up from the school, back to school events. So if you are not pessimistic, you will immediately realize that people are actually buying about 4 months in a year. That's it.
Hmm.
I'm not pessimistic here, okay? 4 to 6 months is a standard window for anybody who's selling. If you don't use intelligence to create urgency for people to sign up now, people will not buy, because there's only 2-3 months before a summer break, 2-3 months between back to school and Christmas, and that's it. Do you agree on that? Okay. So this is why it's very critical. If you have a customer in front of you or a client in front of you, you should be able to get them to sign before they leave. Okay. Do you want to go? Does anybody has another set of numbers that we want to, as a target, you want to propose?
Well, I guess for me, this Saturday I have it's basically a seniors information fair in Calgary.
Yeah.
And I will be going there presenting the residential part of the elevator structure. And my goal is to walk away with five leads, 5 people want to have a conversation outside of.
That's great. That's great.
And then
How many audience will be there?
it sounds like it's been well attended for the 2 years previous that it's been going on, but I don't know.
I know. You know, last time I was in a very well attended event. We had on Wednesday this interesting storm,
Yeah.
and I had like less than 15% of the attendance,
Yeah.
average attendance in the room. Okay, so
And weather will play a factor, especially with seniors coming out.
yeah, so that's good if you want to grab 5. Now, assume you went over there and you find 5 people and all of them will sign up as 5 is great. If you came up with more than 5, it means what?
It's better than I expected.
You did a damn good job, that's right. And if you didn't get the 5, you
I
get
wonder
2.
why.
You wonder why, but if you get 2 and one of them will buy,
Then it's still a success.
it's still a success.
Yeah.
So don't feel down when you cannot convert. Like I know what Mike wants to say after that, because Mike is really is a very intelligent. I love having him here because he's very intelligent. He actually has all the numbers. He worked out the conversions. He got this 450 here because he worked out all the conversions. This is what I see he has. Okay? So what's our goal? Our goal is here. Our goal is here. He wants to have 450 here. And he also disclosed to you guys that his goal is 1 here. So if he got 300 here or 320 and one of them will buy or 2 will buy, it doesn't matter, because here is how you focus on. But you should monitor these goals. Don't kill yourself if you did not achieve it. Okay?
Yeah, just learn from why you did.
Just learn from why and try to make it better. Does it make sense? Okay. Does anyone wants to give another goals for a launching campaign? Remember, this is a product. You assume to launch it around early March, like 45 days from now, like you have a month and a half, and you want to launch it out. It will take some time. So does anyone wants to contribute? And the product can be one-on-one consultations, can be one-on-one training, can it be group, whatever product, but just pick up one product. Can it be a $5,000 a month contract, no matter what is it? Okay, because I know we talked about how. So does anyone wants to give another example to discuss?
Sure.
Yeah.
I have a one-on-one. It's a $150 session. And my goal is to make around $10,000 a month.
So let's
Why
just
not?
wait. You have to wait. I cannot catch up with what you said because it stopped to make sense. Stop to make sense. We'll give you an extra blank sheet here as a very special guest. So you have one-on-one,
Yes.
150 per session,
Yes.
and you want to sell 10,000. You want to make $10,000. So how many sessions do you need?
I need to do.
You don't need to have a calculator, ma'am. Ma'am. Listen, ma'am. If you have 10,000 divided by 100, 0, 0, 0, 0, you need 100 session.
Yes.
So roughly, you need 70 session. 70 session, roughly. Okay. How many working days do you have a month?
20.
20.
Plus, yeah.
So we divided 70 by 20. This will be roughly
3 a day? Or 4 a day?
average,
Almost.
4 a day.
average 3.5 or 4 per day.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
3 days work.
Okay, 4 per days. How long is the session?
An hour.
An hour, and you need to rest and relax and rest and relax. So an hour will end up being about 2 hours or 1 hour and a half,
That's
is right?
Driving time and
Whatever it is, you know, you wanna
more than, yeah.
put yourself into one machine, call it whatever, you wanna prepare for it, okay? So you are looking from 6 to 8 hours per day of engagement. I'm not calling it work, I'm calling it engagement. So you have a fundamental issue here. How many hours do you plan to be active in this business a day?
Well, I definitely can see myself 8 hours for sure.
But eight hours, but the 8 of them will go for the customer. So you have a fundamental issue of marketing. Like, if I go back here, you want to deliver here 8 hours or 20 days. That's right. And there is only 10 days left in the month. So if you want to reach the people here, you want to reach out to more people here.
Yes.
In 10 days, including weekends, I assume you have a life, okay?
Sometimes.
So you do have, in this model, you have to understand that you may not be able to achieve any. You'll be burned out because we do lots of activities here to be able to close a sale here. Okay? So that's why I want to make sure, because I'm avoiding the one-on-one sessions. Because the one-on-one sessions cannot create sustainable income. You'll be burned out.
Gotcha. So this is like kind of what I'm figuring out now is doing the online programs.
It doesn't. You don't need to defend it. You don't need to say what I'm saying. I'm just taking that. I want to just stop this. Everybody here will first agree. So this is a difficult scenarios to happen because the issue I have is, or the issues here is, you need to do the marketing. You need to be able to attend events and convert leads while your delivery here. So you cannot funnel people. You will not be able to funnel people to reach that much. So having an alternative of a group sessions or a cohort sessions or a workshop session, it's an alternative for that.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect.
However, we will work with your numbers. It's just that because the models work with any numbers. But just I wanna make sure that everybody around here understands it. I'm not aware of anybody will be able to make $10,000 at $150 an hour outside having a long-term contract. So an engineer, and I'm a professional engineer, I don't have my ring, but I have the mark of the ring, okay? It's fun, guys, it's fun. As an engineer, as an accountant, or as whatever, when they charge $150 an hour, they don't go and sell 1 hour a session. We go and sell a contract of what? 500 hours, 600 hours, 1,000 hours. So I come back and say, yes, you can do that. If you can have people coming to you without marketing. How you can get people without marketing? Very simple. You get a contract with an organization to deliver it. Okay? So coming back and ask the legitimate question, is this achievable? $150 a session for $10,000 a month. Yes or no?
Difficult.
If you have a contract with an organization, yes. If you want to hunt for individuals who will buy, I will speak on your behalf here, between 5 to 6 sessions per order. I don't know.
Somebody else is doing the work to bring you the customers.
You must figure out how you can get the customer. Hiring somebody else to do the work for you, it's a good approach. Paying somebody to get you the leads, but at that time it will not be a $200 a session. It has some other dynamics. But the minute you start to say, I want to sell 1 hour sessions and make that much, this all what you must consider. Otherwise, you'll be fooling yourself and us included.
Yeah.
Does
I
make
can see the burnout in that for sure.
Does it make sense to you?
Yes.
So when I go and sell engineering contract for 6 months or for 1 year, people will make $150, $200 an hour easily. But the selling for the contract will take how long? 3, 4 months, and then you don't sell anybody. You basically deliver. Is there something wrong with that? No. Does your business follow this model? If the answer is no, can you make your business follow this model? Like, can you go and give this to nursing association? Can you go give this to whatever society in town? Can you give it to a company? Can you sell it to the Chamber of Commerce? Can you do something like that? Okay? So if I want to go back here, so you would like to see, pick your color. So let's just get this brown color. So you want to get 70 customer here, 70 per month. That's right?
That's correct.
How many do you talk to get this 70? What's the percentage? What's the ratio?
It's kind of what I'm figuring out now. I'm thinking like, I need to talk to more people for sure.
How many?
I'm gonna say about 300 to 400 people. Yeah.
So if I want to get one guy here, and if you'll talk to 3 to come to be this one guy, you need 210. Okay? If you'll talk to 4, this will be 280. If you need to talk to 5, this will be 350. And this will be at a stage here. And then there is a stage here, and then there is a stage here, and most likely you have another stage here.
That would probably be the prospect, though, at that point there.
This one can be the prospects, okay?
That's what my question's saying. Okay, perfect. That makes
Whereas
sense.
the client might be, for every 2 clients that she sits down with, one might one.
Maybe, or for every 5, 4 will sign, or for every 10 will be. So this will be the prospects you are here.
Okay.
If you go stand in a different events and you want to talk to about audience here, you will find to have a bigger number. The point I want to say also here is, if this is 1 hour, how many do you spend with each one of those? If you spend with each one of those 10 minutes, you're already gone. Your time is gone. That's why heavily engaged with delivery may kill your business, because you don't have ways to be able to extract more leads and more customers. Does it make sense? So if I come here and say you are looking for 70 to buy per month to have a steady state income, how you measure it? By invoicing people, okay? There is nothing about measuring it, okay? People will pay me money, okay, by cash. Is it achievable? I would say yes, if you have the energy. That's right. And the result oriented is yes. And here is 1 month. So you satisfy with this requirement or with this answer all this measurement requirement. is it reasonable to have it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? The answer is no. You can't. And that's why when you go to around and you find people who open these clinics, the clinic will go and hunt for the customers. So you will be only focusing on delivery. And you will go to the clinic to spend 6 hours average a day talking to 4 customers. I'm working with some physiotherapists and practitioners where they have to spend, for every customer, they have to spend about 45 minutes shorting. So they go prepare 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. The session is half an hour, and the shorting is 45 minutes. And if they don't do shorting, they will not comply with the requirement of the insurance companies and the requirement with the Alberta Health regulations. So you look at this business and you come and ask, so why do you charge like $150, $200 for half an hour? Because it's not half an hour. It's 2.5 hours or 3 hours per customer. And they cannot see more than 3 to 4 clients a day. They cannot more than 2 hours in contact with patients. What do you mean? Yes, because the other hours are spent on what? On reporting, shorting, and all kind of interesting stuff. So, is this right business or wrong business? It's a good. Every business is good. I'm not here to say you should do it or not. But if you have these numbers now, you understand. So, if you cannot achieve this, what you should do? Maybe figure out how to switch the mode from being 70 to something else. You can even having supplement, or you will be ready to accept less than $10,000 a month. Okay? Any questions? Okay, so can we have a break for 10 minutes? And we can.
Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.